played all their hits that was.
Yeah, hopefully this
Right.
stays that.
Did you know that first one?
No.
Queen of the Right? Queen of the Right?
No.
And I think I heard that last one.
Right. Hey folks, I know we're late. But
It was supposed to be canceled.
Yeah, supposed to be canceled, but they canceled the first set. It was still wet the second set a little bit. But it was so good we came back for more. Weather was a little bad. They were freaking awesome, so we wanted to bring it to you guys. Yeah, it was pouring the first set. They canceled that, and then we waited maybe 20 minutes. It cleared up, and then we got in line for the second set. We saw the second set. It was awesome, so it was like, well, now we got a good seat. Let's just live stream the last set. Hi Lorraine, welcome in. Yeah, we would have did all 3 sets, but like I said, it was storming, it was crazy. We're all soaking wet, but that's Florida for you. But they were, I mean, so good. This is not the original singer, right?
I don't think so, no.
But he is great. So. Hi, Wendy B.
Yeah, they're from the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
Well, mid to late 80s to
Yeah.
90s.
I know they just released an album recently, or going to release an album recently. I mean, when I listen to Hair Nation on Sirius Radio, and I'm like, oh, I know this song. Oh, this is Queensryche. You know, I don't know them like Motley Crue I know, and Guns N' Roses and stuff like that. But when I hear their songs, I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard this before. But they're really good. Hi, Jeanette. And they got, you see on the stage, look at all them speakers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And one big one. Is that the subwoofer? I gotta put up.
Yeah, it's 14 like speakers and a big subwoofer.
Okay. So the original single feet in Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Not, I mean, I wouldn't say we're big Queensryche fans, but they sounded awesome, and they're here. We wanted to see them. I can't even hear myself. It's so loud. And I saw Kurt from the M80s. He was in the audience with his wife. I don't think he's here now, but he comes at the last minute. I think he went backstage. I saw him on the stage after the second set. Hi, Richard.
I didn't know Richard was a Queensryche fan.
Richard is a huge Queensryche fan. Didn't you see his Queensryche tattoo he has? He showed me. Right, Richard?
Mouse Talks, and you see that question?
They just canceled the first set because it was pouring and thunder and lightning. And then we just put it wet for the next set.
Ask John if he wants us to tell him. We think we know what they're opening up with.
I think.
Tell him what they opened up with set 2.
What was it? The Queensryche?
Yeah.
Yes,
They opened
I
up
think.
Queen of the Right for second set. They opened up with that.
Yeah,
song.
they did open up that was second set. They opened up. We don't know if it's going to be the same. That's why we just came back. They played all the songs that we knew, which isn't that many.
No, I
But
knew
we
I knew
know
4
by
to
the
5 of the 6.
Yeah, 4 to 5 of the 6. Yeah. I mean, I'm more of a hair band fan, but I wasn't really a Queensryche fan. Hi, John. Welcome in. Hi, Rob. Rob Long. So 8 o'clock, they'll be playing their last set. Rain is hopefully, I don't think there's any coming. Cleared out. comedy of errors. All silly things kept happening, but
And we always can come back tomorrow.
yeah, we can always come back tomorrow. Yeah. Did Johnny Lawrence come out with Baby Laura during Silent Lucy by chance? No, I don't think so. Did they play the song Empire in the second set? Not sure. I know they played Jet City Woman. What's that? Lucid? What's it called? Lucid? Whatever that's called. And the love. What's the love song? What's it called? I forget.
Was it Eyes of a Stranger?
Eyes of a Stranger.
Oh, I Don't Believe in Love.
I Don't Believe in Love. Yeah, I Don't Believe in Love. They sang that too. Oh, thank you, Ellie. I know you were in there earlier, and we had to cancel the first set.
We thought it was a washout.
We thought it was going to be a washout. But thank you, Ellie, for saying hello. And good night. Hi, Alyssa. Thanks for coming in, Kenneth. Yeah, it did pour. It was, we were...
I think this is Empire. I think they did sing it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so they did sing Empire.
They did sing Empire. Yeah, we were in here. All of us were in here. Angela, Jeff, Zach, Abby, and Angela and Ronnie. We were all in here for the first set. We had good seats, and then it started pouring, and they'd only have umbrellas in here, so everyone ran out except for me, Jeff, and Ron. I had a poncho, so I threw that on, and Jeff and Ron got soaked. And then they canceled it, so we went up and stayed under the American Pavilion and stood there for a while, and then everyone else bailed except for me and Ron. So we just stood under the American Pavilion for like 20 minutes, then it cleared out, and we got in line for the next one. So now we're in the clear, and it looks like everyone that sat down the last set dried the seats, so good job. Yeah, I think in Lake County we had a tornado warning. I got that on my phone, but I don't think nothing materialized. They're like a little crazy with the weather down here. They make a big deal of things like they do up north with the snow. Like, it's gonna rain all day, this and that, and then it's like, okay, it rained for like 45 minutes. That was it.
Hey garden brothers, welcome to the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival.
Oh,
In
Mark,
just
wait a
10
minute,
minutes,
get back.
the America Garden
Sorry,
Theatre
have my
is
glasses
excited to present the Garden Rocks concert series. Tonight's show features Queensryche, the band famous for fan
Gotta get a sip of drink.
favorites like Silent Lucidity and Promised Land. Buckle in, the concert starts in just 10 minutes.
It's pretty empty here too. Don't you think?
Yeah.
My ring is twisted. Hold on. Sorry. And this is like the first that we have seen that is this kind of heavier rock at Epcot. It's a first for us.
Well, Blue Oyster Cult.
Well, Blue Oyster Cult, we saw that.
Yeah, but this might be a little hotter,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah, I think this is just a tad hard. But the guy's voice is incredible. Oh, nice. That's cool, John. interesting choice. And I was like, who came up with that idea? Like, when they were thinking about what bands we need to get, it's like, we need to get Queensryche. I'm like, who came up with that? Is Guns N' Roses next? Motley Crue? Poison? Bring them.
All right, yeah, dreaming.
Ron's like, now you're going a little nuts. Ozzy, yeah, that would be cool. He can't even stand anymore. God bless him. Right, Epcot, Dawn, yeah, put my glasses on to see. Oh, come in. Slayer's next. I would have loved to see Ozzy back in the day. I saw Iron Maiden. Bon Jovi.
Megadeth's coming next for Food and Wine.
Megadeth.
Tell me,
Metallica.
you don't think they'd sell this place
Oh
out?
my God. I would love to see Metallica, Master of Puppets. Master.
Or Enter Sandman?
And Into Sandman. We like listening to the hair bands on Hair Nation on Sirius. Oh yeah, Justice Rock. And then that inappropriate song. I can't see.
Can people hear them warming up?
You hear them warming up, they'll I got one earplug. I don't want to put two in because then it sounds echoey to me, but one, so I'm not blowing up my little head. Yes, Master of Puppets. It's like one night's Metallica, one night's Air Supply, you know, the gamut. Hi Amy, welcome in.
Welcome to the America Gardens Theatre for tonight's Garden Rocks concert series, featuring the one, the only Queensryche. Buckle in and rock out as they perform some of their greatest hits. How cool is that? The concert will start in just a few minutes. Thank you.
Imagine going from watching Air Supply to this.
I know, that's what I said. I said like Metallica one night, then Air Supply. But we love it all. Any kind of music. I wouldn't say any kind of music, but most music.
There's Kurt.
Kurt's coming by. You're going to see him walk by in just a second. With his wife.
Hey, Kurt.
He didn't hear you. He's in the zone. Rita. There he is. See the bench? That's where he sat last time. Can't miss him with the blue hair. Kurt from the M80s. Yep, Air Supply playing. What's next after Queensryche is what? Oh, ELO. ELO. Like the former members of the ELO orchestra. I don't know. It has a whole long name. And then after that is Sugar Ray. Sugar Ray. we weren't crispy. We didn't do the first one. We thought it was going to be a washout. They canceled the first set, and then we just held out undercover for a little bit. We got in line when it cleared up for the second set. We watched that, and then figured we'd come back and do the last set live for you guys. I don't know what Cat Empire is. The Cat Empire? Me the Kingdom, I think that's Christian rock or something. I have nothing against Christian rock, I just don't. I need a break. That's when we take a break. I need sleep. I get up early to go to Animal Kingdom this morning. Earlier than I get up for work. I was like, whose silly idea is this? Like yours. That's it. The orchestra starring whatever. ELO. So we'll be streaming this Friday, right? Hello. They were on the Xanadu album a lot, the song. I have that album. Oh, you said it right just now. You used to say crisp or something. Like, totally wrong. Yeah, last year we did ELO and we had like 400 people on, and we've never had that many people on it. Once we're like, what is happening? We had to like add mods because it was like too many people. Because we don't really live stream, just concerts, that's it. Oh. Nice, Chris. Yeah, you gotta try to see Yellow. And Sugar Ray, it's fun. Hi, Amy. Welcome in. Okay, we got 1 minute. Let's put my earplug in. Hold on. One of them. That's Kurt's wife right there.
Series at the America Gardens Theatre. Now put your hands together and welcome to the stage, Queensryche.
You can't walk away now. ABM treaty.
I'm asking for hands to be uplifted in just a moment. God, the Holy Ghost is calling out to embrace you. I want you to reach deep into your hearts and your pocketbooks and take his hand. Some of you are in a state of rebellion right now. You're saying, we saw the phrases from We see the light, those around the world is passing by. Too late to save the dream that's growing cold. Realize they must hide things. Those who tried, so tried, so tried. See distant signs above the door.
featuring Queensryche. Aren't you glad you made it? Now get out of here and leave it up at the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival.
Crazy. That was great. Oh boy. Yeah, now we have to go tomorrow to see the first. That was awesome. Get my stuff. Kick you out of here. That was nuts.
We hope that you had fun at tonight's concert here at the American Gardens Theatre. Please gather your
Grab my stuff.
belongings
Gotta get out.
and just step as you exit. The lighting
That was awesome. So,
in preparation for
was
tonight's
awesome.
presentation of Luminous.
so they canceled the first set, so we don't know what they played there. The second set, they played all their hits. So, and this was different, totally different. I don't know if they sang one song the same. So we'll have to come back tomorrow to see.
I'm gonna try to.
That.
Just gonna make sure I get out of work.
Just have to get over.
Yeah.
We'll just record. The Ron records every set with 4K anyway and put it up on our YouTube channel. So, because he's a perfectionist. They were so good. Hope everyone enjoyed that. Just a little patient, and we got in after the rain. So it was great.
Have a good night. Take care.
Thank you. All right, you wanna
Wanna
go say goodbye. Yeah, I'm gonna go over here and say goodbye.
You don't need to show us.
No, no, Nisha. We're all waterlogged from getting soaked. That was awesome.
Hope everyone liked it.
Yep, hope everyone liked it. It was a good show. So maybe we'll come back tomorrow and just watch it,
Do
film it.
people like us to stream it tomorrow?
Yeah, we could stream it again if you want to. Yeah. I mean, at least the first couple sets that we didn't stream.
Yeah.
You know.
So
We'll
maybe
see.
we'll try to put
We'll
a
see.
thumbnail for tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so everyone, thanks for coming in. Hope you had a good night. We'll put a thumbnail out. We're going to do it again tomorrow because, I mean, it was just so much fun, so we'll do it again.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks, everybody. Yep.
Once again,
Yeah,
please exit the theatre.
we'll do it for Carlos because Carlos didn't get to see because he was already in bed, so
All right.
we'll do it
try.
earlier for Carlos. Just for Carlos. Have a good night. All right. How do you shut it off?
And
And I don't have a hand. Bye.
good night.